There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, up, up. You'll be okay. A beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes. You'll see it's true. Good times, sunshine. Gonna be here in no time now. Bad times, gray skies. Push them all away, turn them upside down. You're gonna break new ground. Turn everything around. You're gonna live your life. There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, up, up. You'll be okay. Beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes. You'll see it's true. A beautiful day.
Welcome back to the Booga Box live stream. It is Monday night, medium project night. So, and welcome to October. It's the first Monday of October. We're streaming. Hope everybody had a good September, and hopefully you have a good October also. Hopefully things are going okay. I wasn't sure how today was going to work out with the Facebook issues earlier today. All that craziness, so I'm just kind of looking over all my stats here. Everything looks like it's going good tonight, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. We're working on some purse frames. I got several different styles, sizes of purse frames. This is the one I'm doing right now that we worked on last Monday. It's coming out pretty decently. It's a little elongated, but I think once I get the rest of the sides and everything put together, it's going to pull up and try to make some expansions so it'll expand so you can put some decent enough stuff into it. I already got my second side going. I got a little bit of work done on it after last Monday. I just couldn't stop working on them. I've got a couple other I got some smaller frames that I had showed that I've been working on. This is another one that's similar to that. I've tried to make it a circle with expansions, but it's a little tighter and a little smaller than I would have liked. Still kind of opens up decent enough. I think I could fit in about $1.75 in quarters. But it's a little keychain purse. That's just one style. Like I said, I'm not fully happy with this. I think I'm going to make some changes to it. But I got several of the frames that I can play with. I got another version that I'm working on here. Hey John, good to see you. After talking about TR, Facebook goes down. yeah, we were in the middle of talking this morning, and Facebook just kind of blew up, I guess. It was like I couldn't get to it, and yeah. So this is the other little one that I'm working on. I kind of played with it, still kind of deciding on all its details here. Just kind of, again, just playing with them. That's kind of what I played on the weekend. Here and there, because my birthday was Sunday, so I had a bunch of band stuff Friday night, Saturday. Working on my pouch currently. Cool. Yeah, I got mine's a little different on my double frame though than yours. Yours was more of the curved style like this. Mine's more of a rectangle style for my double frame. And hopefully I'll be starting to work on that this week at some point. I'm going to play around and try to get my center thing going. I've got a small gap in there, so I'm thinking I could probably string that first row in there, but I'm not sure. But I have others too, so I think I got 5 of these. I don't even remember how many of the others, and I got like a 50 pack of the small little keychain version ones just to play around with. Got a few others that are still in the process of getting here, so I've got several weeks of playing with purse frames. But we're going to go ahead and get back into it. But yeah, it was a fairly busy weekend, but kind of a fun weekend. Ended up getting some work done on the car that needed to be done. I had a couple, had been kind of slowly heating at times, and put the code reader on it and found out what was wrong with it, and got the parts, and so I put those in Saturday afternoon after the parade. And make sure I get the right ones here. Definitely working better. Went out Saturday night, drove it around, testing it. Went through a drive-through, and it seemed to be okay when I was just driving normally, but whenever you'd stop, if you were like downtown and all the lights, it would want to start overheating. But so that was the fan module. Fairly easy. I also had an O2 sensor I got to replace. Those code disappear. I got one more code. It's for another hot end O2 sensor, but I can't quite get to it. I'm going to have to try to look it up a little more and see what I need to take out to get to it. But I have the part for that. Then Sunday was watching football, watch my Chiefs finally win another one. And it's my birthday, so we got a taco place in town that's been around since, it's basically as long as I can remember, called In a Tub. And they make fried tacos with powdered cheddar cheese. They're good. I like them. I've had them forever. I think first time I had one when I was in middle school. That one I don't really like. Wow, so I only have that one. The purse frames, yeah, I've got quite a few of them. I was like, well, I had some different ideas I want to try, and it's like, might as well just go ahead and just get them all at once, save on the shipping. So I got a bunch, and still got another group of them still waiting to come. But pretty much Sunday after, didn't really do a whole lot since it was my birthday. I just kind of vegged out most of the day. Watched my football. Had a little bit of dinner from my In a Tub, and then actually did some racing on my Gran Turismo that night with the team that I'm on. But then I had an early start today. The wife, was in the hospital this morning. Been a long day for sure. Got up at 5, or we had to leave at 5:30, so I was up about 4:45, I guess, maybe a little later. But she had an outpatient heart thing going on today, which so far she says it's made her feel better. I think it was called ablation. I always forget all these medical terms that they always do. But basically run a tube up into the heart and did some work up in there, and says she's feeling better, so that's a good thing. She's been for the past many years she's had all kinds of little issues, so broke my new ratchet fixing the front shock tower on my Yaris, and did wipers today, so we'll pass after an alignment. Ultimate's alternator done, so it's now in my shop. No space to make more 12G with the cars in my space. Yeah, that's one of the things. Like, it'd be good if I had a garage, because it ended up kind of starting to rain when I was getting into it, but it was a nice light sprinkle, so I was able to kind of finish up what I needed to do on the van, so that kind of helped out a little bit. But yeah, cars are fun. I like them, but they can be a pain in the butt and suck money. Be a little different if I had a nice, sporty car, an old muscle car. That would be funner. Yeah, that's one thing the son wants to get. He wants to get a older Mustang when we can have some place to work on it. It's kind of hard to do things out in just the driveway. So I need to have some place where you can set stuff and be able to come back to it and not have to worry about getting everything back up. I'm a spoiled lift crotch owner. That would be sweet. That would be sweet. That'd make a lot more things more available to be able to work on one, that's for sure. Because I really, if it's something I got to get under the car for much anymore, I have to have somebody else do it. Like I said, with my inner ear issue, getting down underneath a vehicle anymore and looking up like that after a while can really throw my balance off and get all weird. So, just getting up under the dash pretty much anymore can be a pain in the butt sometimes. I always have to watch what I'm doing. Be nice to have a lift, and I'd still have to be careful, but I'd be more apt to. I've seen some pretty odd lifts that are not actually all that expensive that would be nice to have. I will say that. We got a guy that works on our car most of the time. If it's things that I can't do myself, he could use one of those. But it works. It was good to have it working today because I think I probably would have overheated a couple times getting down to the hospital through downtown today. There's all kinds of lights, and some of them sitting there forever, and it was like, I'm glad I got that done Saturday. Lift is cheap. The floor it's on is not. Yeah, that's the only thing holding back my garage right now is getting a concrete poured on it. I've already kind of picked out and got the style of garage I want, and I'm ready to get it. Just need to get a ground poured, a foundation poured for it, and it's like, man, that is so expensive. And I've heard people give me some ideas on how I can get it done cheaper, but it'll take a little bit longer, and then it's kind of piecemeal, and it's like, rather just get it done all at once and just, be done with it. Keep talking about it, keep talking about it. We got everything kind of ready to go to do it. It's just we got to find the right place, right company, and then just finally jump. Once we get the concrete poured, it'd be a quick finish after that. It's just getting to the start. Lifts are about 2K. The floor required to be solid, reinforced concrete, 10K. Yeah. That's always the issue. Dang concrete. It's like I almost rather just, concrete the whole backyard would be good. That one would mow, right? Yeah. It's kind of like used to talk about just replacing all the grass with turf so I could just go out there and vacuum it. Alrighty. Well, let me check over here and see if we got anybody. A couple viewers between the others. Don't see any comments yet, but that's all good. Yeah, some of those lifts I was seeing weren't really all that expensive, and I was like, oh, it's not too bad of a price for, what you're getting there compared to some things out there. One day maybe, if I could. It's like the boy wants to work on getting a Mustang doing that. It's like, we need a lift, son. You gonna buy a lift for your old dad? I bought the garage, but I'd enjoy working on another Mustang. I used to have one when I was a kid. The first car I had was a Mustang. 66 Mustang. It'd be fun to work on another one. I mean, they cost money to work on them all the time and get them rebuilt, but it'd be fun. Once I started having kids, it was like, I don't have time or the money to work on cars. Used to when we were kids growing up. My parents and my stepdad, he was into rebuilding cars, so we went through many cars back in the day, rebuilding, working on them. My brother's stepbrother, he was a car fanatic, still is. Yeah, I'd probably get him to come over more often if I had a garage and working on a car. He likes doing that kind of thing too, so. Let's see here, I think we'll have one more. After this one, I'm going to have to count them and see where I'm at here. Once we get this one done, this outer row. I think one more and then we can attach to it. And then I'm still debating on how I want to do the sides. I think I'm going to put in a strip of 4-in-1 in between the two to kind of give it a little. And that'll be a fairly easy, quick add-in. I still think, though, that, like I said, I got a lot of these frames, so I'm probably going to end up doing, like I said, several different versions. This one, I think I might try to redo it again, either using 7/32 or going, 9/32, or going with a thicker gauge instead of these are 18 gauge right now. And I think it would have worked out better in 16. But I had more of these available, and some that I've been wanting to use up for a while. Like I said, I've coiled these backwards, so I've had them, and they've just been sitting here forever. So it'd be a good time to use them. But I think I'm going to get some 16. I do already have some coiled up. I just need to get them cut now. 16 gauge 1/4 inch, I think, would probably make this weave a little bit better for this version. Almost bought two 2004 red and black Mustangs for about $2,500 each. Got my Yaris instead. Still regret it, but gas mileage keeps giving. Oh yeah, oh I'm sure. Especially the rate gas prices have been going up here recently. Insane. Single die set was my minimum, is your thought? Yeah, oh, this will definitely hold at least one die set, if not 2 or 3. I've made some dice bags about this. Most of them have been a little bit bigger, but most of those could hold, you know, easily 35, 40 dice without a problem. So, I mean, I guess it depends on how big your set is. I mean, most people consider 7 to be a set, but I normally like to have 12 in a set. A few extras of this, a few extras of that. Alrighty. One more here. But yeah, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna do some right way, wrong way, 4-in-1. I think I'm gonna do another 6-in-1 on this type frame. I'm gonna go right way, wrong ways, doing the circle version here, and then I'm going to do some with, I have some color in it. I don't know if I'm going to use anodized aluminum for the color yet. I'm kind of wondering, I think I might mix up some stainless and bronze or copper, whatever I might have available. So yeah, we need to go, I think this is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6. Actually, I guess I have 2 more going. 2 more rows to go. But no more expansions. Now it's just basic 2-in-1 here. Chessick set. The set size for me, so it's 7 dice. Yeah, I mean, that is kind of the standard. I have my standard ones, and then I bought some special percentage ones, and then I got double D20s, just because I bought my set that I liked, but then I'd find another, you know, the single D20 that I got that I just thoroughly had to have when I seen it, so and kind of like the special percentage dice that I had that I seen again. It was like, I don't even remember where I got them. It was some fair. Somebody had them there, and I was like, oh, I gotta get them. So my main set, I guess I probably have 10 to 11 in that overall. And then I have, I don't know. I have personal sets. I got probably 3 more personal sets of 7. And then I actually have, I don't know, I bought a whole big old set of, I think it came with 20. And they're just different colors, different mixtures of dice that I've been using to put with my dice bags when I sell a dice bag normally. Got them fairly inexpensive, so I normally throw in a set of 7 for most of my dice bags anymore. Just 1 because I want something in the bags for show, and 2, you know, I do seem people like, it comes with the dice? Oh, okay, I'll buy it. So, you know, works out good that way, I guess, too. Yeah, they're nothing special. I mean, they're kind of cool. They got some basic colors that, what is up with you, Ring? Oh, you're pre-closed. I'll just put you out to the side for now. It's like I can't find the opening on that. Where's it at? I did have some of these pre-closed. I'd worked on it. I think I had a little strip of European full Persian, or half Persian, a little set of it that I'd worked on at one point. I guess I decided to go somewhere else and just threw it back in there. So I'll have to pull those apart eventually. But yeah, I think it was like a 15 set of 7 dice. I don't know, so whatever 15 times 7 is. I had a boatload of them, that's for sure. Like I said, nothing special about those, but makes a nice bag filler for people to look at. have it already kind of set, and people understand what it's for. I used to have well, I don't know if I actually still have that other set. I had another from a D&D set. I had my own bag for all the 3 different sets that I had of that dice, and I had another dice bag that I actually haven't seen in years. So it probably got to be somewhere. I don't know what else I would have done with it, but it was for, I don't know if anybody's ever played Mech Warrior. It's kind of like a D&D, but you're building mechanized robots instead, and same kind of basic principle applies. I used to play that too, so never did buy special dice for it, but I did have my own set. I didn't want to mix my D&D to my Mech Warrior dice, so I had to buy another bag, and at the time. Actually, there were some, they weren't chainmail bags, because, I mean, I could have done them at the time. It was still early on when I got all that. I mean, it was 25, 30 years ago practically now. Around 21, 22, and went to a Ren Fest, but it was somebody that was making cloth dice bags. So I bought 3 or 4 of them at the time. I know one of them I totally destroyed by accident, and then one that I used for my D&D. I had one for my Mech Warrior. And I had a backup one. I ended up giving that to a friend. That's another pre-closed one. I haven't seen my Mech Warrior set in a while, but I'm sure it's probably in my D&D box, but I actually haven't pulled out my D&D box in a while. Other than the dice bag, because when the first grandkid came along, he liked to play around, and so he liked dice at the time, so I ended up grabbing all my dice out. We'd play with my D&D dice, and never really played games with them, just rolled them around playing with it. And dice from dollar store make great pillars now. I never even thought about doing that. I haven't really looked at them there, but it was probably cool. I think I got that whole big old set of 15 sets. I think it was basically about $1 a set, I think it was, by the time I broke it all down, since I bought them in a big group, so they worked out pretty well. Cyberpunk Rift group. I never did any of that. When you get some time, send me some pics of your dice. Love dice. Dice goblin. To go along with your plier goblin needs too. Yeah, I have to pull them out here. They're not necessarily buried now, but they're in my I got a little locker right over here beside me, but my TV kind of blocks it now since I moved my TV mount. But the TV moves out of the way. I just got to get over into it. Probably should pull it back out. I'm sure the younger grandkids would get a kick out of playing around with those too, because he'd come down here and play with me, play with the dice on the other side of my bench here whenever I was doing some chainmail. He'd just sit over there, play with the dice, roll them over to me, I'd roll them back on chainmailing. I have to get those out. Yeah, the one D20 that I got, it was a metal one. The others are the normal, And I've seen this metal one, and it was just like, it was just too sweet not to pass up getting. Couldn't help it. I've seen some all metal ones since then, but none of them look quite like this. And they did have a full set, but the guy that was selling them had them. Had some individual ones too. I mean, a lot of people just buy special D20s, and so I got that. And then my other percentage of special ones, they're plastic still, or whatever they're built out of, whatever kind of plastic they are. But I just like the colorations of them compared to something different that I hadn't seen, after all that time, and couldn't pass those up. So I had one character that I always had to use those percentages for that one character. D20 I'd use for everybody, but those percentages, it was like, when I'm playing him, I gotta use these ones. Oh, come on, get on through there. Some old school dice. Stupid collector, expensive now. Oh yeah. I don't doubt that any. One of the few things that exceed my mail history is my love of D&D. Yeah, I never did get into it when I was a kid. I was just so busy when I was, younger. When most people were getting into it, I got into it. It was about the same time, actually, as when I started learning chainmail. And then, let's see. Got in a good 6-7 years, and then it just become harder and harder with the kids as they, came along. And so then I kind of had to put it off, and then some of the groups I was in, they kind of all started slowly disbanding as we got older. It was just harder. And now I've kind of been wanting to get back into it a bit. My son's kind of, he's getting older himself now, but the past couple of years he's been buying the books and kind of getting set up, and we kind of play around on occasion with it, but haven't really set up any full games or anything yet. Be nice to, but again, I spend a lot more time chainmailing, so it's like I need, like I said, 48 hour days and 12 days a week. Then I'd fill it up with something else anyway. Whenever I find time, I end up filling it with something. It's like, oh, I have extra time, I can do this. Okay, yeah, no, I'm not. Alrighty. And I think it was this one. I'm going to have to look back. I think it was this row is where I went every other one. I'm going to double check here. Yeah. Every other expansion, that's right. 2004, give or take 6 years. The plastic resin D20 clear glitter graffiti is worth $500 if I sell. Holy mackerel. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever go that far. I like my metal one. Again, that was probably 95, 97 probably when I got it. And I think it was 25, 30 bucks for it at the time. It'd probably be a little more now, but I liked it. It was cool. I think my percentages, they were a lot cheaper. I think it was 15 for the pair of those, but compared to the other sets that I bought. Oh yeah, expansions, dummy. I gotta remember, this is the expansion row. Thought I was done with them, but I'm not. Been wanting to run a D&D game with other mailers as we make great listeners and are patient to wait our turn and weaving while waiting. Yeah. That's definitely one thing. I think that's why the wife kind of enjoys me when I really started getting into doing chainmail, because it's definitely made me a lot more patient of a person. I used to not be as much, and I've definitely grown more patient through the years. Could be the old age, but I think a lot of it has to do with mail. Just the way, getting used to doing it and having to be patient. Though there are days it's like, is this ever going to get done? About the same thing that used to happen with doing the band DVDs, boy. Most time I enjoy doing it, but then every once in a while I have those days it's like, why am I doing this? And then I'm like, by the time I'm done, it's like, yeah, this is why I do it. That final product. And it's about like doing the chainmails. When you get to that final project done, it's like, okay, it was worth the time now. And the second style of the set, sold off the set. I paid $11 in high school, sold them, and bought 12 books and 14 more sets of dice just to be looking nice. Yeah, I think my son, he's up to about 10 books now, I think. He normally gets a couple every Christmas, and then he ends up, any kind of gift cards or anything he gets for Christmas, he ends up buying another book or two for the past 4 years or so now. Sad thing is, I've never owned one myself. It was friends that got me into doing the D&D. They had most everything, so I just borrowed it from them, done reading and did all that with their stuff. I never quite bought the books myself, but it's kind of fun now that the son does have them. Skip. I've read one that he got. He's got all those others. I need to spend some time sitting there looking them over and giving them a read. But again, it's having the time to be able to sit there and do it. Oh, I keep forgetting I'm up on this other camera now. One more here, and then we can go into the last row. Where are we at running time wise anyway? I forgot to look again. Well, we're only at 30 minutes. Cool. I probably will end a little early tonight, just you know, because it has been a long day. 1, 2, and you know, figure it'd be some rundown time, and since it has been a crazy long day, what do I have here? Why? I thought I was already done with these darn expansions. But we will get as much as we can done. We might go a little longer, kind of depends. Feeling pretty good actually with it being such a long day. Kind of surprised, to be honest with you. I think just knowing the wife's feeling better has definitely perked me up a little bit today. Wasn't sure if she was going to have to stay overnight, but everything went well enough that they let her out. And she already said she's feeling better, so. Okay, that's all of them now, finally. Look over proper ways. Alright. This will be the last one, then we can start attaching to our other side here. And that hadn't taken long, so we'll probably for sure get into doing the attachments. I'm sure getting it attached at least. And who knows, maybe tomorrow I'll get a little bit more time in. And I did get some more time done on the chessboard. We're going to finish it up Thursday night actually. I got enough of it done that I could have finished it up already, but come on, get back over there. I was like, I wanted to make sure I wanted to finish it up during the stream, so. And then I've got the order placed for all the rings I need to start on the next inlay project. It kind of sucked. I ended up having to go to my, not necessarily secondary, because the whole piece that I'm working on is going to be about 8 different pieces, and it'll combine into one when I'm done. But again, they finally got in the rings they were out of for 2-3 months, and I was like, alright, I can finally get all the rings for that inlay. And then when I actually sat down the other day to place the order, it was like, yeah, they got these rings, and I was like, oh man, you're kidding me. They had 2 bags of bronze, and I was like, I need 10 bags of bronze. Okay, so I guess I still can't do this project. And so then I got all the other layouts done for the other 7 pieces. So I started going through all the different pieces, going, okay, what do they have stock in that I can get now so I can get something going? And so they finally had enough for one of them. Well, it's actually 3 of them. And so I went ahead and got that, and got some extras so that when the other stuff comes in stock, hopefully, you know, I won't need anything else other than what's out of stock currently. Mr. Rex is an amazing source of D&D lore to listen to while mailing, making, and D&D world building. That would probably be kind of fun. I do like, you know, listen to stuff when I mail. I'll have to look him up over on the YouTubes. On the YouTubers. Yeah, that's what, you know, I gotta have something going on while I'm mailing normally. I don't like necessarily something that I have to watch, because I don't like watching when I'm mailing. But that's why a lot of the shows that I've watched already 100 times, you know, movies and TV shows and stuff, I like to just let them play. I know what the visuals are, just listen to them. So, and I've done a lot of other people's during their streams and stuff. Is a good time. I like to listen to them chat along. And when I kick back for a few to take a break, you know, then I'll do some typing in with them. Not too chatty in them as not. Boy, I'm not as chatty in them when I'm mailing, but when I kick back for a few to give my hands a quick break, it's like I'll start reading some of the back comments or reply to what he's talking about or whatever they are talking about, him or hers. Because there's male chain mailers and female chain mailers. And then sometimes I just put it on, they have some playlists on the YouTube of somebody's stuff, and I'll just click playlist and just let it start going through them one at a time and just listen to it. You never know what you'll pick up from just listening. And then if there's ever something that catches my eye on a video or something like that, or you know, they're chatting about something, I'm like, hey, hold on here a second, I'll back up the video and kick back for my little quick break and re-listen to that part, or watch it if it was something that was like, I want to see exactly what they were doing since I wasn't watching before. Is another pre-closed? Yeah. Yeah, I got a little handful of pre-closed in here. Must have been when I was working on that half Persian. I guess it was 3-in-1. I had to look at it again real quick. I think it was 3-in-1 half Persian. Mr. Rex. Where's my pencil? Uh-oh. I don't know if you can hear my phone. Well, my dad is calling me. I don't get too many calls from him on my cell phone, but I got this. Answer the phone. I'm gonna come down there and kick your butt. And not so much but I'll have to call him back here when I get done with the stream. I always get a kick out of it though when I hear it when he calls my cell phone. Most of the time it's the house phone, so I don't get to hear that one too often. I don't know, I found a bunch of old cell phone ringtones years ago, and I'm just kind of keep reusing them through. I wasn't expecting a call from him tonight. He lives down in Alabama. No, Georgia. No, Alabama. Georgia. Yeah, Georgia. I always forget. Used to live in Mississippi years ago, and then they moved over a state, so I believe it's Georgia is next to it. He's an Alabama college football fan, that's it, yeah. I know he's a fan of that, that's why I always want to say he lives in Alabama, but no, I'm pretty sure it's Georgia. Yeah, he didn't call yesterday when my birthday, so maybe that's why he's calling tonight. Might have been busy. Like, why didn't you answer your phone? I'm gonna come down here and kick your butt. Answer the daggum phone. So I definitely want to make sure I get at least our hour in, then I'll probably close down. Like I said, a little early. That'll give me a chance to call him back too before it gets too late. I believe they're in the same time zone as us, so shouldn't be too bad. Where are we at here anyway? 40. Let me grab a drink real quick. I already had my allotment of Pepsis today. Well, I normally limit myself to one Pepsi, one Sprite a day when it comes to that and drink water, but had 2 Pepsis and a Sprite today. Bad me, bad me. It was a longer day than usual. So, yeah, and then yesterday I actually got a 32-ounce drink from the store. I hate those, but boy, I go pee all night whenever I have a 32-ounce anymore. I mean, I do already enough because I'll drink my 2 cans of pop a day, but in between that, I fill up my 32-ounce tumbler probably twice, 3 times full of water, so I drink a ton of water every day, too. But before I forget again, I do want to thank everybody that has joined us and all that over the past many months. Welcome to October. Hope everybody has a good October. And we'll have some more events coming up here soon, so it'd be good to see all at events if you're local. And if not, check out the website. Just check out our Facebook pages and see anything you like. Just drop a message. Not everything that I actually have to offer is on my website. Takes a little bit longer to get all that uploaded to my website. And I do put that off often. Just because, I do get a lot of people that end up just contacting me going, hey, I've seen a picture, and they'll send a link to one of the pictures on the Facebook page going, hey, you still got this? Can you do it in that color, or this and that? And then we end up working out that and just do a PayPal invoice, so I'm probably about even on selling from the website and just having people contact me through Facebook. So if you ever like anything, see anything on Facebook that give me a shout. We'll chat about it. Try to get you what you want. Most of my thing here is trying to make that crazy new piece just for you. I mean, I have a lot of stuff that I do create that's the same, but you got special colors in mind, a special something or other, lampshade, some type of wall hanging, I'm willing to work with you and figure out what you want, and we'll get them made up for you. I enjoy doing the custom work builds just because they're, one, I get to have more fun, a little different, sometimes I go out of my comfort zone when it comes to color mixes and stuff like that, so it's always good to have people that have different thoughts. And don't forget to check us out on, I better go over there and check on YouTube and the Twitch. And we live stream to all 3 places every Tuesday, or every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Which does remind me, we will be taking off Monday the 18th of October. I'm going to reschedule, and we're going to do it on a Tuesday that night instead, because our Tuesday night band practices will be over then, only because Monday night is an actual exhibition of all the 4 high school in the district. They're all coming together for one night, and they're all 4 going to put on their band shows that night. So that Monday night I will be going, and weather permitting, I'm going to hope that we have good weather. They actually tried to start this like 5 years ago. The first 4 years, they all got stormed out, rained out. And it was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Every time I'm looking forward to seeing all 4 of the bands come together and put on their shows. And then, of course, last year, COVID. Now, they ended up having a show. They split it between 2 nights. But only 2 of the bands actually put on shows. The other 2 bands never came up with a full marching show that year because of the COVID. They didn't have any competition, so I will be doing that on the 18th. I double checked it real quick before I started on my stream tonight, because I'm having the youngest is going to help me that night doing video, so I needed to make sure I knew what night it was so I can have her help me, because that night I'm going to try to run an upper in the stands camera, and then I'm going to have a couple down on the field. I want to do the drone, so it's a night that I need a little extra help getting to run all those cameras. It was actually a little easier when before she got into high school. Now she's obviously graduated high school, but it was easier when she was in high school, or before high school. She'd help me out, and then I had the wife helping me out for a few years too. So let's make sure I'm doing this properly here. Double, and it was leaning to the left, so I want these to lean to the right. Correct? Yeah, there we go. I believe that is right. We'll find out here when I get a few in. So she'll be helping me out that night, hopefully. She'll be working all day and then come straight up there and help me doing that. But so that will be, like I said, Monday the 18th. We will not be streaming that night, but we will come back on Tuesday and make up for it. So my Tuesday nights will start to be free after that Tuesday. Actually, Tuesday before, I guess, would be the last Tuesday of Tuesday night practices. So. It's later in the month though, it's Bandtober. Oh man, I thought I was doing that wrong as soon as I was closing it up. Going, I think I put those in there backwards. Actually, I'm going to start going. Come on, flip up in there. Where's my camera on? Should always check that. These are going to be a little tougher to do on camera. Get through my little holes there. So I'm going to pull it closer to me. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be. You know, they've never been good. I've worn glasses since I think I was 3 years old, 4 years old. I know it was before I started school. I remember that. Mom always talks about it. She's like, I remember when you first got your glasses. We were driving home and you were looking at everything and pointing out everything because you couldn't see it before. Like, I kind of remember all that. I do remember flying out the driver's door of the old Chevette, I think it was, in the Kmart parking lot when I was younger. Maybe that's what's wrong with me. I fell out of the car too many times driving. You know, it's back in the super early 70s though. Nothing major. It's just a tuck and roll as, you know, as a youngster. That's probably why I don't like roller coasters now, though. Never been a roller coaster fan. Finally got on one shortly into high school, but they were kind of the smaller ones. I didn't want to do any that did a loop. It was like, I don't want to do loops. I don't know why. I just don't want to. So I've been on a couple small ones since then, but that's about it. I don't go on any of the big major ones that are super fast and super crazy. I like more the kid style, just go around in circles. We do some, you know, crazy turns here and there, go through a tunnel and whatnot, but I don't want to get on one that goes upside down. I'll admit that I'm chicken of it. No, I'm getting out of camera again over here. Gotta remember this camera. So, it started to come together there. Like I said, I'm kind of liking it in a way. The biggest thing will be once it's actually done, what's it going to look like once I get those sides done. Because this might be the better ring size, or gauge-wise. So like I said, I want to do one that's a thicker gauge, but only because this one's seeming like it was going to be a little too loose, but it might actually finally come together. It's like many other things, you know, when you get so far along and they just finally... they're just not quite right till you get in the last few rings, and all of a sudden those last few rings just tightened up, bring it all together, and works good. And it's like, okay, all that time I was all worried about it, and then it ends up working. But then I've had other things that it's like, yeah, this is gonna work, and then it doesn't. So it's kind of nice when they do that. Oh, come here, ring. 2 more on this side, then we'll go finish up the other side. Well, we will finish that up here in the next, we got 10 minutes left. Oh yeah, we should be able to get that other side on there and give it a quick look. Like I said, we're probably going to go ahead and end at 8:30 tonight, so we got about 10 more minutes. Like I always said, I like to minimum go an hour. Don't like necessarily closing down early, but some nights it's just, you know, so much going on. Sometimes, you know, I might go to an hour and 15 because of where I'm at in the certain project that we're working on at the time, that it's just easier to stop then. Excuse me, I'm gonna get a drink. But I will say, at least it's been nice the last several nights. We've been getting down to the upper 50s, lower 60s, and boy, I've been sleeping like a baby. I love those nights that I can just get all curled up in the blanket and just get all cozy, and I have a good night's sleep those nights. Don't normally have them during the summertime because, you know, you can run the air conditioner, but you're never still going to, you know, set the air conditioner at 73, 74 degrees. Can't really get comfy and cozy under a blanket. Oh, come on. Alright. Get on through there, ring. Thank you, finally. Working on the other side. I got so used to going down the other road. I know I can't. Where are you at? There you are, finally, jeez. Now we're back up on this camera now, so I'll try to keep that in mind. Try to move up my paper here a little bit. Signage, whatever. Like I've said before, I put this under here well before I started doing the streaming just because I was wanting to print out a big copy just to see it better before I was going to send it off to the printers to get a banner made. Even though it was a longer banner, I just wanted to make sure my gaps and everything were good. And I printed it and it was like, it's pretty. I don't want to throw it away, so I shoved it under my mat. And then it ended up working out good for doing the streams, actually. It kind of gave me a center point to aim for and all that, so we kind of left it. So it does kind of advertise for me, but it wasn't purposeful, I will say that. It just kind of worked out good in the end. I kind of liked it in a way just because it gave some contrast to my black desktop, benchtop, whatever you want to call it. When I was working on my darker rings, so if I was working on a darker ring, I could put them over the paper and was making them easier to see. And then it just worked out well for when I actually started doing the streaming. It gave me a focal point to set my cameras up to, going, okay, this is the center, this is where I need to aim for. Even though I still wander off at times. I will be working, where am I going, type thing. Yeah, and I did show last week with a different, I do have one of the expandable frames that I'm going to work on too. I'm still debating on what size I want to do it in. I've got all these ideas, and I only have a few of those, so I'm kind of limiting. And one reason why I'm working on these first, so it gives me a better idea of how I want to do that. But you know, it's one of those pop-top expandable units that open up to about 4.5-ish inches or so. So I'm gonna I'll end up opening it all the way, making whatever I'm gonna do, and then attach them up here, and then we'll be done. Should be a fairly easy one if I go with a European foreign one, but I'm kind of debating. Some of these I'm going to do a Mobus style. That was one of the other ones. And once I do these other ones, I'm going to kind of pick out a few that I liked the look of more, and then that's what I'll end up doing on that. That's why I haven't started on it yet. I played with almost all the other frames, I guess, other than that rectangle one that I have been wanting to play with, but oh, come on, get in through there. I work these all backwards, so it's kind of confusing me. But so I will imagine the next, at least probably mid-November, we'll be doing Monday nights on these frames, just because I'm going to have several different styles. I'll work on some of them off stream, but then every one of them will get at least 1 to 2 shots on the stream, just so you can see the different versions. And even the ones I work on and build off stream, I'll still show the final product on the stream. So yeah, I have to tell my dad when I call him back. He was like, "You called me when during my stream." I'm gonna have to go then and listen to the stream and see if his phone ring, the ringer tone picked up on the stream. Where are we at here? We got about 5 minutes left, I think. Quick look, yeah. And the stream's going well tonight. I swear it's either 0% frame rate drop or 25 or 30%. I don't have any in-betweens anymore. It's like it's working perfect one night and then crappy the next. I don't know what's up with that. So I think it was Thursday night we were having problems. When I watched the stream, it had some little glitches, but it wasn't bad. Not as bad as what the program was telling me I was at, but it was good enough where I was like, I don't think I need to pull it down and re-upload the video to it. I'd rather keep them all, the ones that stayed to YouTube, and well, you only get a little bit of time on the Twitch save, I think about a week or so. I was like, I'd rather them be the same and not have one different. And I could have uploaded it to there, but on YouTube they kind of come up as there's video link on our YouTube page, and then there's a stream link on there. And so all the ones that are saved as streams are in a different section than ones that I've uploaded. And like I said, I want to start slowly adding some to the upload side here eventually. Doing some basic weaves and more tutorial styled for some of the open source basic weaves. Just to have some fun and see if I can do anything, get closer in, and edit out stupid stuff that I do. Which happens often. If you're watching up these streams, you'll see me do something stupid. Almost nightly, right? Quite often, anyway, we will say that. Quite often. Alright, well that's the last one of that. So, we're up on this, put my pliers on it, up on this one here. So right now we've kind of got the two halves here. Just basically like a bottom of a dice bag circled out. Should be able to expand them in the middle here quite a bit, and hold a pretty good chunk of stuff once we get them closed up. And that's why I'm thinking, I've got a little bit of a gap here. When you open it up, there's slightly here. That's why I'm thinking just a rope worn one, just all the way around, and stitch up my front and back sides. I think will work pretty well. And that should, see, they're almost teardrop-ish, just because of how they are now. But once I add in that 4-in-1 strip, all my side ones will get pulled up a little bit. So hopefully we'll have a little bit more pull up on those, and it'll kind of make it more circular. That's coming along nicely. I'll probably end up finishing this up before next Monday, more than likely. I mean, a 4-in-1 strip will probably be another 10 minutes or so to finish up what's left there of that. Maybe 15 to get it stitched into there. So we'll probably end up working either on another small one, or we might go ahead and get into doing one of the bigger frames here on next Monday night. But I do think we're going to go ahead and start closing up for tonight. I'll just kind of put out the ones we've worked on so far. Well, we didn't work on either of these two during the stream, but they're nice little things. This one I thought about making a little longer, but I think I'm going to actually pull off one side here, because I was trying to, because you could make it as one piece already stitched up and just fold it around and put it through, but I ended up making it so it was going to attach at the bottom properly, and I think I'd rather have the bottom be the odd stitch instead of the sides. So I think I'm going to pull off one side and flip it so it hangs a little differently, because this way seemed to hang better than this side, because the rings are going in the opposite direction. See, and my center rings here are all leaning up, and my center rings on this side are all leaning down. And so that it would be just kind of a loop this way from one side to the other. But I think I'm going to like it the other way, so my sides will stitch together even, and then my bottom will be the closure that I could do a few different ideas on how to put a bottom in. But again, it's not going to be big, it's not going to hold a whole lot, but it's a neat little keychain thing. Comes with a little chain on here. Nothing super special about them, but you know, it's basically just a baby version of this. I want to find me actually a bigger version of these. I'd like to have something that's about this wide, but in a circle, and I hadn't found them yet. Well, actually, I've got two coming out in this next group of frames that are bigger, but I don't think they're quite as big as this one. We'll have to see once they get here. I should have looked at the measurements more, but I just kept seeing going, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart. I'm bad about that. When I find something, it's like, hey, I want to try that, add to cart. And then I'll forget it until I get them in. Well, when did I get order this? What was that for? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, but anyway, we're going to go ahead and call it quits for tonight. I want to thank everybody that's watched this live, or if you watch this video later. Excuse me. Anytime you guys have any questions, if you're watching the stream, post them into the videos. Make sure you give us likes and share these out there. We're now looking to aim at getting 500 subscribers, likes, followers to our variety of places, and do some more giveaways on that front. So I do thank everybody that does drop by and checks us all out and everything. And we'll go ahead and close up for tonight, but we will be back on Wednesday night. It will be small project night. I'm actually going to be working with some of the ear cuffs that we talked about last Monday, I think it was. Some fellow mailers finally, not finally, but I'd been looking for them for a while, and had some fellow mailers that were like, hey, this is what you're looking for, right? And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I've been looking for. So I got those supplies in, so we're going to do some ear cuff style things on Wednesday night, and we will finish up our chessboard on Thursday night. So we hope to see you later in the week, and if not, I hope you all have a great week and a good October. We will see you again on Wednesday night. Take it easy.